Earlier, the mayor of Joburg, outlining what the city says is a strategy to ensure stability for water supplies in Joburg. 2 weeks ago, some people in that city went without water for 10 days after problems that started with a power outage at Randwater's Aikenhof pumping station. But many other parts of the city have also had huge problems with water supplies. Ravin Singh is a community activist and member of the Joburg Water Crisis Committee. Ravin, good afternoon to you. You live in one of the areas that's been affected by huge water problems over the last few months. What kind of strategy do you think the city actually needs to follow?
Stephen, let me start off by saying that South Africa has a long history of good policy and grand plans. The key issue for us is execution. We know what must be done, but we are very weak concerning how we should do it. The key areas for us is new infrastructure, right? The maintenance of new infrastructure and existing infrastructure, dealing with the leaks, and importantly, the issue of water conservation. Where do we get the resources to do all of these things, and what will we do to protect that infrastructure? For us, those are the key areas.
I mean,
this needs to be done within the context of a proper situational analysis and not a piecemeal approach. They need to take into account densification. Much of it, especially in our areas, has been unplanned. There needs to be proper development planning now that must be truly integrated. And they should move away from a piecemeal approach. So for us, those are the critical areas.
So, I mean, one of the main things is also looking after the infrastructure that you actually have, the maintenance of that.
Yes, that's correct. So, as we say, the focus should be on new infrastructure, but also maintenance of what we have. You know, the city has told us previously, old does not mean obsolete, and we buy that argument. It's not necessary that all the old infrastructure has to be replaced. Much of it needs proper maintenance, and that's not been happening. And we've seen leaks, and I said this previously, some of these leaks go on for more than 2 or 3 months, and they've not been attended to. So we need to deal with the issue of leaks, but also an important component of that strategy is we have to take a long-term view. That we live in a water-scarce country, a water-scarce province, and that we have to focus on water conservation. And I don't think much has been done in that particular area of work.
It seems to me, I mean, I don't know if the city really grasps how serious this is. I think there are moments when they show that they do. But I wonder if, in fact, the situation might become so serious that, like in other cities, national government might have to get involved or play a bigger role than it is now.
Well, our initial understanding from the launch today is that there is some involvement of national government. We've heard the pronouncements of the mayor, of the Minister of Water and Sanitation, who's been meeting with the city, and it looks like the relationship has improved to some extent, not as bad as it was in September and October last year. And hopefully that augurs well for the future. It's also some comfort that they seem to be taking the issue a little bit more seriously. However, in our own discussions, Dr. Ferial Adams, the head of WaterCan and a member of our working committee, says that she hopes that this is not smoke and mirrors. You know, and as we said previously, you can talk good policy, you can talk a good game. The issue is execution. Do you have the right people to do the work? Do you have the right resources? Are you able to procure material on time? Can you protect the infrastructure that you're building? You know? So for us, those are critical issues.
Ravin Singh, thank you. Community activist at the Joburg Water Crisis Committee. Really do appreciate the time.